How KFC became a Christmas tradition in Japan. Christmas in Japan. This is just that season of good cheer, festive decorations, and of course, KFC fried chicken. Yep, you heard that right. Every December 25th, millions of people across Japan sit down to a feast of crispy, golden, mouth-watering KFC chicken. Well, this isn't just some random food choice. This is a deeply ingrained Christmas tradition that has taken Japan by storm for over 50 years. But how did this happen? How did fried chicken, of all things, become the official Christmas dinner in a country where only about 1% of people identify as Christian? Well, this is the story of how KFC chicken became a holiday icon in Japan. First things first, KFC Japan's Christmas madness didn't happen overnight. It all began back in 1974, just 4 years after KFC made its debut in Japan, with the arrival of Takashi Okawara, the very first manager of KFC Japan. There's a bit of mystery surrounding how this whole tradition started, with some people suggesting that Okawara might have pulled off a little white lie to boost sales. The story goes that he marketed KFC fried chicken as a traditional American Christmas feast. Now, let's think about this for a second. Christmas in Japan isn't exactly a holiday tradition for the masses. The country doesn't have a strong Christian heritage, and Christmas isn't recognized as a national holiday. So when Okawara noticed the lack of festive meal options, he got creative. And that creativity? Well, it led to one of the most genius marketing campaigns in history. There's another version of the story, though, that's a little more heartwarming. Some say that Okawara was inspired by a Christmas party he attended in which he dressed up as Santa Claus. The kids loved him, and he was struck by the joy of the moment. This sparked an idea. Why not create a special holiday menu for KFC? Something that would bring people together and give them a reason to celebrate Christmas in a new, fun way. Whatever the truth may be, one thing's for sure. The idea of the party barrel filled with KFC chicken became a game changer. People who couldn't find turkey, which is rare and expensive in Japan, now had a tasty alternative. The idea caught fire, and the rest, as they say, is history. What really set this Christmas fried chicken thing apart was the marketing. KFC wasn't just selling chicken, they were selling an experience. In the 1970s and 80s, their advertisements were full of cheerful, family-oriented scenes. The idea of a warm, cozy home filled with loved ones, all gathered around a table piled high with crispy KFC chicken, was used to push the market. Sure, this wasn't exactly how many American families celebrated Christmas, but it didn't matter. The message was, this was the kind of meal you wanted for a joyous Christmas dinner. And yes, it did resonate. But the icing on the cake, or should we say the gravy on the chicken, was the slogan, Kentucky for Christmas, or in Japanese, Kurisumasu ni wa Kentucky. It had the perfect ring to it, catchy, simple, and straight to the point. But that's not all. Over the years, KFC's Christmas ads have included a certain tune that's now synonymous with the holiday season in Japan, My Old Kentucky Home. Every time this jingle plays, people know it's time to get their Christmas KFC order in. It's practically an audible signpost for the holidays. People even joke that they can hear the song and instantly start craving fried chicken. But there's something else that's just as iconic. Colonel Sanders himself. Now, you might not think of him as Santa Claus, but in Japan, it's a whole different story. The Colonel, with his white beard and round belly, is the perfect stand-in for the jolly old man in the red suit. By December, you'll see Colonel Sanders dressed up in full Santa attire, spreading festive cheer in KFC restaurants all over the country. It's a little strange, but also kinda adorable. But don't think this whole KFC Christmas thing is just about the Colonel and catchy jingles. There's some serious behind-the-scenes action that goes into making sure this Christmas tradition runs smoothly. KFC Japan starts preparing for the holiday rush months in advance. By July, they've already begun taking orders for the upcoming Christmas season, with a staggering 40% of customers pre-ordering their meals. That's right. People are so committed to having their KFC Christmas feast that they plan months ahead. And when the holiday season finally arrives, The madness begins. From December 23rd to Christmas Eve, KFC stores are buzzing with people waiting in line for their Christmas meal. The lines can be ridiculously long, sometimes stretching, for up to 2 hours. This is no exaggeration. KFC Japan has to sell nearly 800,000 Christmas packs and 300,000 party barrels during this time. And when you think about it, that's a huge chunk of their annual sales. We're talking about nearly a third of their yearly revenue coming from Christmas orders alone. But what's in these Christmas packs and party barrels, you ask? Oh, just some of the most beloved KFC menu items that you can imagine. The Christmas Party Barrel is the star of the show, packed with KFC's signature original recipe chicken, hot wings, and a selection of tasty sides. And if you're feeling a little fancier this year, you can opt for a premium roasted chicken with gravy. For those who like a break from the usual, there's always the barbecue chicken option. Tangy, smoky, and totally delicious. Of course, there are also the holiday sides, which might include shrimp gratin, coleslaw, and triple berry tiramisu, a sweet treat that has become a go-to dessert for many Japanese families during Christmas. Now, let's talk about the presentation. We all know that looks matter when it comes to food, and KFC Japan nails it. The Christmas meals come in beautifully decorated packaging, complete with festive designs that make your meal look like it's straight out of a holiday commercial. It's not just the food, it's the whole experience. You're not just eating dinner, you're indulging in a special holiday tradition that has been carefully crafted to make you feel like you're part of something bigger. The best part is that the packaging is so Instagram-worthy that you'll want to snap a picture before you even dig in. It's not just in Japan where KFC has cemented its place in the holiday food scene. While the UK doesn't go as wild as Japan, they do have a fun tradition of buying KFC gravy for Christmas dinner. It's a bit of a quirky British custom, but it shows that KFC's influence goes beyond Japan. Still, it's in Japan that the Colonel's Christmas legacy truly shines. And even though other fast food chains have tried to cash in on the fried chicken craze, none have been able to replicate KFC's success. There's just something about the way KFC has woven itself into the fabric of Japanese Christmas culture that makes it irreplaceable. So, now that you know the history behind Japan's KFC Christmas tradition, the question is, would you give it a try? If you're ever in Japan for Christmas, you might just want to get in on the action. Whether you're a fan of fried chicken or just looking for something a little different this holiday season, KFC is ready to deliver a Christmas meal like no other. After all, in Japan, Christmas isn't complete without a bucket of crispy golden fried chicken. Would you ever swap your turkey for some KFC fried chicken on Christmas Day? Let us know in the comments.